Well, that because some of the apps they embed with Apple-enabled logging. That could be some of the logging SDK maybe out there, but to a lesser extent. Just like a single sign-on, you're able to use Apple logging, but few people are using it. Not as extensive as Facebook logging or as Gmail logging these days. But there are some people using it, like iTunes stuff.
Sure. Okay. And then what about going forward? Is there any risk that that particularly on Android, any of this gets adopted?
I'm sorry. Please, could you repeat? Interesting.
Yeah, sure.
I got a call from London. Would that be some of your colleagues, or you think that's irrelevant?
No, it wouldn't be one of our colleagues, I don't think.
Okay. Yeah. Then let's continue because I seldom get a call at this moment from London. I just suspect. Anyway, sorry. Could you repeat your question?
Sure. So I was saying, is there any risk that the Android ecosystem would adopt some of the ITP protocols that Apple have introduced?
There will be, but so far, as we seeing, it's mostly apostorized or the PR worthy, rather than really as strict, as Apple. Because it's also very hard technologically to do the same thing as Apple did. We need to take a closer look at how the thing works. The Apple is able to implement ITP because macOS and iOS, Safari, etc. are so closed-loop system, but not so true for Google, for Android. And if you look at Android, well, there's even thousands of different flavors of Android out there. It's basically hard for Google to reinforce a similar kind of analysis as ITP does without hurting. And another thing is, second is, just personal opinion, I suspect Google has the self-interest more on advertising from its revenue perspective. Versus Apple, it would be disastrous for it to come up something as ITP as Apple does. Just like an ad blocker. We haven't seen strong evidence, right? If you recall, Google does ad blocker as Apple did.
Understood. Okay. So then, in terms of Facebook's approach to retargeting, could you perhaps help us understand how Facebook viewed the retargeting channel, how you anticipate they will sort of evolve, particularly with regards to retargeting?
Oh, okay. Facebook is trying to come up with something also to deal with ITP's new impact. The previous way Facebook retargeting work is very similar as the standard ad tech practice. So what happens is Facebook, as a first party or as a third party through partnership with a first party advertiser, will drop a pixel when the user view a website, and the second time you visit it, the pixel will also be fired back to Facebook, and tracking the same person, get the identity matching in the background and recognize it's the same person. And when the person went on to another website, as long as it's on Facebook or somehow related to Facebook, the Facebook pixel will be fired again and try to track the same person or make sure get a customized advertisement shown to that particular person. It all relies on the fact the cookie or the Facebook ID will be used in this case to identify that's the same person and within a certain window. In Facebook's advertising campaigns case, it usually ranges from 30 days to 90 days. However, because of these kind of ITP, intelligent tracking prevention, it creates one more barrier. So you probably read from the news, anybody who log on more than 24 hours will be